everybody to another Pokemon VGC discussion. It's me, Ketsu, and today we are talking about Regulation J. Yes, Regulation J is here. Oh my gosh, finally, we've announced the new regulation at the start of August, and it is going to be Regulation J. And as you can see from this picture here, it's going to be a doozy because we get mythicals for the first time, I think, since like 2013 in official competitive play, which is absolutely insane. So yes, we do get Regulation J. This is basically just Regulation, I believe, but instead we get mythicals. So for this, it's not going to just be 2 restricted and 1 mythical. It's going to be 1 restricted and 1 mythical. Or you can still keep your double restricted. You can do pretty much the same thing. But basically, if you're adding a restricted, you have to replace it with a mythical, basically. So it's not that bad. It gives a little bit more of an even balance. The team sets get to, mix up a little bit well as well. I've been trying my best to try and figure out a team that I'm comfortable with. I'm still going to take a little bit of time. Of course, I've personally not done mythicals myself in my VGC career, so this is going to be quite interesting to see. So yeah, I am very, very excited. I am personally on Team Peachron. I really want to use Peachron. What restricted, or what mythical, sorry, should I say, do you guys want to use for Regulation J when it comes out? So it does come out in September of 2025, but there is a bit of a condition here. So as we know, the World Championships is happening this month in August, and the season is going to reset after Worlds. But the only thing about this is that when the season resets for the 2026 season, it is going to start off with Regulation H until November of this year. And then the only way that is Regulation J is on the ranked ladder on the Switch. So your ranked play to go up in ladder is going to be Regulation J in September, and your Regulation H is going to be the official season until November of this year. So we have to keep that in mind as well. It gives us extra time to figure out mythicals. It gives us extra time to, figure everything out. And Regulation H isn't that super crazy difficult regulation to go for here. There's a lot of good Pokemon there. You've got things like Goldengo, like Sneasler, which we'll get to in a second. But yeah, it's a whole bunch of cool Pokemon here on Regulation H. It's very easy to make teams, in my opinion. And there's been a whole bunch of data from it because we've done Regulation H before. So you've got a lot of data. You've got a lot of things to get from here. But Regulation J is probably just going to be the standout here. And it's going to be absolutely chaotic, and I love this. I absolutely love this. I have a few concerns, and I'm a little bit confused, but for the most part, I like this. But we're going to get through to the bits that confuse me in a little bit, but I'm just going to show you guys what this does for the whole kind of team composition for Regulation J. So, with the new mythicals being introduced for Regulation J, we are announced for a few of them, but not all mythicals. There are Pokemon like Marshadow that's not included. I'm very sad about that. Marshadow is my favorite mythical Pokemon. I love Marshadow, and he's not here on the list, unfortunately. But there are the majority of mythical Pokemon. There's obviously Mew, there's Jirachi, Deoxys, Fion, Manaphy, Darkrai, Shaman, Arceus, Keldeo, both forms of Keldeo, I should say, Meloetta, both forms of Meloetta, but you have to do Pirouette first, and then, or I believe the normal Psychic form first, and then normal Fighting gets done through Relic Song, through its move. You can't just start off with Pirouette. I think Pirouette is the normal fighting type move. I can't remember. But you can't start off with the normal fighting type. You have to start off with the normal psychic type. There's Diancie, of course not Mega because we're not in Gen 10 yet, or not in, Legends EA yet. There is Hooper and Hooper Unbound, Volcanion, Magearna, Zarude, and Peachron. Those are the new mythicals that we are allowed to use in Regulation J. And a lot of these Pokemon are really, really useful. A lot of these Pokemon are really, really good. We're going to do a tier list later on down the line. I'm going to hopefully put in a tier list. So that should be a lot of fun to do as well. I'm very excited for that one. But yeah, I'm looking quite forward to this. This is going to be such a fun ride. This is going to be such a fun experience as well. But now is kind of the main thing that I'm a little bit confused about. So, as we know, mythical Pokemon are not exactly the easiest Pokemon to get a hold of. They are normally Pokemon that come through in their kind of base region games. So, for example, it would be like Peachron. You can only get it in Scarlet and Violet. We know this as well. I'm pretty sure everybody has their Peachron by now, but everyone who's bought the DLC at least. And then, yeah, we've got all these other random Pokemon here that aren't exactly easy to get by normal means. So, the thing that kind of confuses me here is that what are they going to do for players that are newer? Because there's a lot of, I'm pretty sure there are a lot of players that have been casual that's gone into VGC, especially since VGC has become so much more popular as time's gone by. Like, it's become the most popular than it's ever been right now. So there's a whole bunch of casual players that have played these games in the past, or probably haven't played these games in the past, and just essentially miss out on all of these mythicals. There are things like Pokemon Go, but Pokemon Go doesn't exactly let you put it into Scarlet and Violet that easily because you need to already register a Pokemon in there, which kind of like defeats the whole purpose. If I need to have that Pokemon in the game already, why do I need to get it from Pokemon Go when I could just have that one there? It doesn't make any sense to me. So I'm a bit confused because there are a few mythicals that we can get a hold of like right now, but for the most part, it's really strange. So going through this list already, Mew, a lot of people can get Mew, or a lot of people have got Mew already because of the Mewtwo raid that we got about 2 or 3 years ago. Do you guys remember that, when Mewtwo was like a 7-star raid and we got like a free Mew for it to kind of deal with it? Yeah, do you guys remember that? It was something like that. So yeah, so everybody should technically have a Mew there already, so Mew isn't exactly an issue. Jirachi, we've not seen Jirachi since, like, I don't know, maybe Aurus, and I don't really know a lot of people that have the 3DS, but even so, if you do still manage to have a Jirachi on the 3DS servers are shot, so I don't know if that still works with Pokemon Home for the 3DS. I'm not entirely sure. Same with Deoxys. We've not seen Deoxys in a while. I think, in my opinion, the easiest ones to get a hold of would be Fion, Manaphy, Darkrai, Shaymin, and Arceus, because of course everybody most likely would still have Legends Arceus by this point, so those 4 would probably be the easiest to obtain, because a lot of people would still have their save of Legends Arceus, or if anything, would have caught those Pokemon from Legends Arceus at their time of playing it, which wasn't that long ago, so it's not the worst. Me personally, I have to play Legends Arceus again to get a hold of Arceus. I've already got Darkrai. I'm not fussed about Shaymin or Manaphy or Fion. I would most likely just want Arceus, but like, that's gonna take a very long time, and I cry deep inside knowing that I have to boot up Legends Arceus again, so that's going to be fun. LDO isn't too bad. Again, that's another Gen 5 one. I think we can get it in Sword and Shield. I don't know how many people still have their version of Sword and Shield, so that's going to be another thing to look at as well. Meloetta, you can actually get in the DLC in Indigo Disc, so that's not impossible to get, especially if you have DLC. Same with Peachron, you can get that from the DLC as well, because it's the epilogue story, so both Peachron and Meloetta essentially go hand in hand here, because you can get them both. Diancie, I'm not exactly sure how you would get a hold of that. Hooper, I'm not sure either. Volcanion is kind of weird. Zarude, I think, was like a limited time event for Sword and Shield if you like got the movie ticket or something like that, I'm pretty sure. And Magearna comes if you complete the entire Pokedex in Pokemon Go, but even so, you can't really bring it into Scarlet and Violet because you need to register it in Scarlet and Violet first to bring it over from Go, if that makes sense. Or no, from Pokemon Home, sorry. I think you can just bring it into Pokemon Home. I think Pokemon Go is where the issues come in. But there's a lot of problems here, and I don't exactly know what Pokemon are going to do to kind of fix that. I don't know if they're going to make it, like, specific times for codes. I don't know if they're going to make it raids, but we have raids for a very long time now from the Treasure of Ruin Pokemon, since they're going on for, like, the next few months. So I don't really know what kind of, like, the gameplay is here to get these mythicals that aren't, you know, so easy to obtain. Like, but like, again, like Jirachi, Deoxys, like Diancie, Zarude, I don't really know how they're gonna do this, because a lot of players that have started VGC are either casual players or players that have just started within Scarlet and Violet, and they don't get access to these. Like, a lot of players don't get access to these. I'm also included in this partially because I didn't go around to get Zarude, because I put my attention on Legends EA. I didn't really care about Zarude at the time, and I wasn't expecting Pokemon to announce mythicals in VGC at all at that point when they was releasing Zarude. Like, I didn't care much about the Pokedex. I didn't really think they would do mythicals in VGC, so I never cared about getting Zarude. I never bothered. And same with Volcanion. I used to play, you know, X and Y, and I never really got my hands on Volcanion. I didn't really want to. I didn't really care. I personally didn't care. So I don't know what exactly Pokemon's gonna do to kind of make a lot of these Pokemon more accessible. I'm not entirely sure, but they must have some type of form to make these Pokemon more accessible. Even if it was like, oh, for like 1 week only within Scarlet and Violet, use this code to get, I don't know, Diancie, use this code to get Hooper, or all of these other random Pokemon here. I'm not the most sure about it. Maybe it's something to do with Legends EA. Maybe we get something along those lines, because I know Diancie would be involved in that, because we get Mega Diancie. So maybe it gives us an opportunity here to go through to get all these mythical Pokemon in Legends EA, and then that's why they're saying it's November, because we get Legends EA in October. So maybe that might be the case. So my theory, to at least make it one way easier, is that you would release all of these mythicals, or at least majority of these mythicals, not the Gen 4 ones, because we already have Legends EA. Maybe, like, you know, from Mew, Jirachi, Deoxys, and like Keldeo onwards, maybe you release them in Legends EA, and then that gives everybody like a month to kind of go get these Pokemon, like put them in home and then transfer them over, and then you can use them in VGC there. Maybe, because that gives us a month, so that might be something. We at least get Diancie, Hooper, and Volcanion, so that's something. That's something for us. So we might get something here. We might potentially get something here. So I'm not entirely sure how they want to play that. So it's kind of strange to me. It's very strange to me. It's very it's a very unique way of announcing a new regulation here. Like, when there's no shape or form of getting mythicals at this point. Like at this point in time right now, the only ones that are available to you in Scarlet and Violet is literally Meloetta, because Meloetta can be accessed at any time, and Peach Rump, because the Peach Berry to access the epilogue is just indefinitely available. So I don't know, it's a bit strange. But let me know what you think about the new Regulation J set. I am personally excited. Even though I have very limited options for mythical choices, I am very much excited for this. I feel like this is going to be a very fun set. I get to see a lot of cool mythical Pokemon get used again, like Meloetta, like Peachurun, like Zarude as well. And I can't wait to team build. I cannot wait to team build and experiment with all these mythicals. And yeah, we're going to get a whole bunch of stuff sorted. I've got a tier list coming up soon. I have the Regulation H set to come out as well for everyone to help with that. And yeah, guys, it's going to be a super fun ride, and I'm super, super excited for September to roll through. It's going to be absolutely fun. I can't wait for Regulation H again as well, in my opinion, because there's been a team that I've been waiting to use because I didn't get the chance to use it at locals or anything like that. So I am super, super excited to use this team. I cannot wait. But let me know what you guys think about Regulation J. Let me know what you think about Regulation H coming back as well. And I will see you guys, fingers crossed, in the next video. Take care of yourselves, and I will see you all later. Okay, bye.